Hello everybody, and welcome back to Fanthropological. Welcome to Season 10 of Fanthropological. And welcome to the Fanthropological 100th episode Spectacular. The way we've chosen to celebrate this landmark episode is by going over the previous 99 episodes and asking each other 99 questions about them with no Jay-Z reference. The rules are thusly. Questions will be directed at the person with the lowest score. If there's a tie, it'll go to the person who did not get the previous question. There will be steals if the person who the question is directed at cannot get the question that they were asked. And there's 1 point per question across the board. My name is Nick G. Sitting in the hot seats are Nick T, Nick Z, and without further ado, let's get started. Fad foods.
Oh, I'm screwed. A recurring theme in this context.
I believe this is something we did talk about on the show. What is In-N-Out's animal-style burger?
It's a burger that's cooked in mustard. Thank you, trip to California.
Nice.
Do you wish more places cook their burgers in mustard, or are you...
I think it's actually a welcome addition to burgers, because mustard is a good flavor, and it doesn't add too much, and it's still tasty.
Final Fantasy.
Ooh, it might just stand a chance.
I think so.
Give the last name of a Sid.
Sid Barrett.
No. I mean, he's a Sid who existed in the world.
I mean,
in Pink Floyd.
I figured, prog rock influences on the music. There's probably somebody, a little nod to Sid Barrett, but
There was a character named Barrett.
Vicious?
Nope. He was the bassist for the Sex Pistols. So...
no points are awarded.
No
and
points
God
are
have
awarded.
mercy
Yeah,
on your soul.
exactly. You guys are going to go straight for Sid Highwind from FF7.
Good one.
Or another favorite from FF6, Sid Del Norte Marquez. Creepypasta. What is the name of the YouTube series that popularized the Slender Man mythos?
Cracked Supernatural.
No, sorry.
I'm going to say Markiplier, but I don't know the thing. SCP Cease and Desist. That's not quite right. It's so close. No. Contain and Protect.
Marble Hornets.
Oh, yeah, I have heard of that show, yeah.
It's tricky because the title has nothing to do with what the series is about.
Low scores, ties.
Oh, yeah.
Feels like we're playing soccer. Do we cover football?
Only American football.
Oh, yeah. And
Fantasy anyway.
football.
And cricket.
Cricket, you say?
Oh, shoot.
All right, Z. A match with unlimited overs played over 5 days is what kind of match?
Traditional match.
No, sorry.
Is that a game of test cricket?
That is a test match. Yes.
What?
I remember that being the only thing I knew about cricket when we went in. Is that it just goes on forever.
Still the only thing that I know about cricket.
I also know that they stop for tea or lunch or whatever.
And most games end in ties.
The Beatles.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
You got a 1-4 chance. Which Beatle claimed the band was more popular than Jesus?
That would be John
That's right.
on the board.
John Lennon.
Yeah, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Exactly, right?
4 Beatles.
I'm glad I didn't get that question.
Olympics, by way of not numbers. The 1980 Winter Olympics took place in Lake Placid, USA. In which state is Lake Placid?
I'm going to have to say that is in Michigan.
No, sorry.
New York.
It is in New York State. Home of alligators. Z.
Yes.
Wes Anderson's film Bottle Rocket was the on-screen debut for which famous actor who also co-wrote the film?
Owen Wilson.
That's right. Also my least favorite Wes Anderson.
He was still figuring things out.
Yeah, it didn't get the Wes
wasn't,
Anderson-ness until Rushmore. Escape rooms. The first credited escape room was developed in 2007 in what country?
Czechoslovakia.
No, sorry.
I'm very surprised that I am the one pulling it out. Japan.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, Z only excels at very specific trivia, is what I'm going to say before I ultimately lose.
Yeah.
My goal is just to beat you, because you won the Chrono Trigger trivia.
Okay.
This is all just revenge for that.
Spite, the least interesting motivator.
Exactly. Going way back to episode 8.
Whoa.
Esperanto.
Fond memories of this one.
What is Nicholas in Esperanto?
Nicholas.
No, sorry. Nick is Nick, and that's why I didn't pick that for this question. Gee.
Nikolai?
No.
Nikolaj?
Nicolau. Nicolas.
I feel like I'm saying the exact same thing.
Okay, Monty Python. Give an alternate name that they're going to use for their TV show other than Monty Python's Flying Circus.
John Cleese and the Mothers of Invention.
So close. Gee.
Monty Python's Fart Circus.
So close. Apparently in Japan, Monty Python's Flying Circus translates to the Gay Boys Dragon Show. I don't know what specifically is happening in those words to make that happen, but that was a fact that I saw on one interview with them. I'd say the top three was Owl Stretching Time, Bun Whackett, Buzzard Stubble and Boot, or Gwen Dibley's Flying Circus. Steampunks. What is considered to be the first steampunk novel?
Oh man, I feel like I'm going to mix up my authors here, but Jules Verne's, let's go with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
That was what I was going to guess. So, I don't know, Frankenstein?
No. The line I drew is not like stuff that inspired steampunk, but stuff that's like, that's steampunk.
Oh,
okay.
Which would be 1980s and The Difference Engine. Apparently I write hard trivia questions.
Oh, you just wait.
I feel like we're all going to have the lowest score in this rounds.
Yuri on Ice. What was the name of the music used by both Yuris in their short program that had both Eros and Agape versions? I'll accept either the name of it in the dub or in the sub.
Passion, a rock opera in 3 parts by Judas Priest. I have no idea.
So close.
The part I remembered was Eros, whatever.
That's exactly why I wrote this question.
Is it On Wings?
It is On Love, or in the Japanese, In Regards to Love. Yeah. Okay, Earthbound. What is the default name of your dog in Earthbound?
That would be King.
That would be King.
Oh, yeah.
Boing.
All right, on to episode number 3.
Whoa.
First of all, does anybody remember what episode 3 was?
Maple Leafs?
Maple Leafs. Don't know Maple Leafs. The Leafs feature prominently in which Mike Myers film flop?
The Love Guru.
Yes.
Whew.
Score is tied. So T, are you ready for this question
No.
on Homestuck?
Oh, God, no. Definitely not, no.
Homestuck was the 4th and last iteration of what comic series?
Problem Sleuth?
No, sorry.
Oh, that's the...
Z.
Uh-oh. MS Paint Adventures.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Meta question.
Shouldn't have jumped on that.
Now the tables are turned now, though. Question
Yeah.
go to you.
Get turned.
Yuri.
Oh, right. Yuri.
Yeah, I had both.
Convenient.
A Yuri story that depicts interaction between schoolgirls, typically of upper and lower classes, is what type of story?
It's like a C-class story.
Oh, sorry.
It's a B-class story?
It was a Class S story.
Ah.
Do you remember why it's Class S?
One of them was like shoujo, one of them was like school. Like, there was a bunch of different ones in different languages that people subbed in for it. Don't worry, it's about to turn around. Because it's Shrek time.
Oh boy. Get Shreked.
Perhaps a more appropriate.
Name the explicit 2013 Metameme video that spawned much of modern Shrek fandom.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Bingo!
Which we will not repeat on this recording or any other recording.
Just cut in like a little 5-second clip of it, you know.
Here's a tricky one. Rock Progressivo Italiano.
Ooh.
And I went pretty simple for this one. Name an RPI band.
For some reason, Candlestick is jumping to mind. Candlestick.
No, sorry.
Ah.
Rondo Veneziano.
Ooh.
They're a chamber orchestra.
Yeah,
So no, sorry.
that's what I thought.
Stormy Six, La Orme, or PFM were like some of the top ones, but I wasn't expecting anyone to remember anything about RPI.
I remember looking at the topics and I'm like, boy, somebody's going to have a hard time with this.
Yeah.
It's me.
Okay, tabletop RPGs.
Okay.
And this is maybe a little tricky one for 1 point, but I'm going to be... doesn't have to be letter perfect. Name the 3 original classes in the 1974 version of D&D.
This is going to sound stupid. Elf,
Oh.
Halfling, and Fighter?
No, sorry.
Elf, Halfling, Human?
They're
not all that bad.
They didn't do the thing that races are classes that you're thinking of.
Okay.
I thought that at least one of them was a race, and you're like, that's dumb. But the 3 were.
As written,
Yep.
cleric, magic user, and fighting man.
1 out of 3 ain't bad. I now realize that our trivia may be very difficult.
I'm sure the people playing along at home are doing just fine.
For their rice-a-roni?
Yes.
Yeah.
You paid the sponsors, right?
Sure.
Shadow of the Colossus. What was the original working title for Shadow of the Colossus?
Eco 2. Search for Curly's gold.
Sorry. No.
12 Angry Guardians.
Yeah, kid, you were very close, but it's Nico, as in me, and Eco.
I think that's surprisingly clever.
Yeah.
Good on you, Team Echo.
Yeah.
Eco? I've forgotten already.
Ico.
Ico? Ico, yeah.
In Lucha Libre, what is a technical?
They're a wrestler who tends to be high-flying, high-energy, jumping off the ropes. That is a really broad answer.
Yes. What I have here is like face or good guy, but I like what you described is definitely what a technical
Are Technicos always faces?
Yeah.
Oh. Other reasons why Lucha Libre sounds like it's way...
Play by the rules. And those rules mean I gotta jump around.
Yeah. Technico and the Rudos are the heels.
Yeah.
The Rudos don't do anything fun and the Technicos do. And the weird thing, like versus American pro wrestling, is I believe in Lucha Libre they'll be like the commentators and stuff will be like, those are the Technicos and those are the Rudos. Where in like WWE they don't say those are the heels and those are the faces.
Just like call it out. It's like we all know where we're starting from.
Cyberpunk. Ridley Scott described the feeling of LA in Blade Runner as this city on a very bad day.
Tokyo.
No, sorry.
Hong Kong?
It's Hong Kong. But Tokyo is very much they talk about like the feel of Tokyo.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Like Shanghai.
I was thinking of Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
What antagonist of Mega Man 4 later became an ally of Mega Man after it was revealed his villainy was orchestrated by Dr. Wily?
Proto Man.
No, sorry.
Dr. Cassis?
Dr. Cossack. Because he was Russian, of
I know.
course.
I remember. I'm pretty sure you would not have accepted the Russian doctor.
Even though that was basically his name. Because it was just like, wasn't there a guy named Dr. Cossack? What was that about? And I looked that up. From the heart of the Cold War. Actually, that was post-Cold War. But he wasn't a bad guy. It was Dr. Wily had kidnapped his daughter.
Yeah, Karinka.
Yeah.
Which is also extremely Russian.
She's a ballet dancer, which is also extremely Russian.
I mean, Mega Man is not subtle in it. Dr. Light, Dr. Wily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which 2002 film stars Bruce Campbell as Elvis Presley?
That one where he's fighting the terrible CGI praying mantis aliens. I think it was called The Day the Praying Mantis Aliens Came and Were Bad CGI.
I'm going to one-up the crap out of you. Because that movie is Alien Apocalypse.
Okay.
And the movie G is talking about is Bubba Hotep.
That's right. Oh, man.
I've never seen that. I have seen Alien Apocalypse. Do not, under any circumstances, watch that movie. It is just boring and awful.
I wanted to get a non-Evil Dead
Yeah.
question about Bruce Campbell.
Yep.
In what Sam Raimi movie does he appear?
Yeah. All of them. What is the difference between Greek and Turkish coffee?
There is no difference.
Correct.
Sneaky. This guy, Quizmaster's sneaky guy.
By what name is James Bond known in Japan that also has a 1997 movie starring Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr. named after it?
The Big Chill?
I love it if James Bond was called The Big Chill, but no, sorry.
I believe they call him James Bond-san.
They do. But that's not what I'm after.
No idea.
I'm after Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, man.
Japan never changed.
No. Has anybody seen the movie Kiss Kiss
I
Bang
have
Bang,
not.
by the way? That's a good
No.
movie. Star Wars.
Ooh.
Who is the only actor to get an Oscar nomination for their role in a Star Wars film?
Alec Guinness.
That's right. Is it because it was Alec Guinness?
Yes,
Maybe.
absolutely.
Transformers. This was not very easy to come up with a question for.
Episode 23 of the Beast Wars series. Megatron makes reference to the Waspinator. I don't know.
Which comic book publisher was instrumental in the creation of the backstory of Transformers?
Dark Horse.
Oh, sorry.
IDW?
Marvel.
Should have guessed one of the bigs.
They
Yeah,
just
yeah.
commissioned like a couple of Marvel writers to make the whole backstory. This whole round is like a competition to see who gets asked first the last question that I realized I wanted to leave till later. So that's what's on the line here as we talk about craft beer.
Oh, crap.
What does IBU stand for?
International Bitterness Units.
Oh, yeah.
I regret our decision to make this an egalitarian contest.
See, that means T, you get this one.
Yes.
Are we at the end?
There are 2 left.
Okay, there's 2
And
left.
thank goodness for you. The Tales games. What signature combat mechanism ties the Tales games together?
Joke answer time. The Pro Action Replay system.
I wish.
It's
Z.
It's the linear motion battle system.
That's right. They might be giants.
Hey.
I might get this.
Between 1999 and 2004, what was the name of shared by all 3 members of their backing band?
Marty?
Nope.
Dan.
It is Dan.
Yeah, okay.
And then their drummer got replaced by Marty Beller.
That's the only thing that, like,
shit, yeah.
it's like, I was like, John? It's like, it's not John.
Yeah.
It's 2 Johns. That's it.
The Johns and the Dans for a brief period of time. Sanic.
Ooh.
All I know is I gotta go fast.
That's right. No, it's
That'd be way too easy.
not the question. How fast do you gotta go?
You're too slow.
All right. Who is the 3rd playable character in Sega Sonic the Hedgehog?
Do you mean the Sonic the Hedgehog series?
No.
There's a game.
There's a game called Sega Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh crap! If I give you the animal, is that enough?
I will take that.
It's not Charmy D. Is it a squirrel?
Yeah. I'll give you that. It is
Okay.
Ray the Flying Squirrel.
I'm like Charmy B, the alligator.
It predates all of the Star Wars expanded universe. It's I think it was just an arcade game.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's what I was like trying to remember because we talked about a bunch of them on the show.
Yeah.
And it's like crap.
Name one Vocaloid that is not Hatsune Miku.
I can't remember.
I'm glad no one.
Teddy Lloyd.
Teddy Lloyd. See? Yes, sir.
Nicely done.
Thank you, remixes. It's like I know I have to know at least one. I mean I don't listen to a lot of Hatsune Miku.
That's it.
Oh boy.
And we are tied at 10 apiece.
What? This is also like this trivia is also a test of basic fanthropological literacy.
Yes.
So any of us can get a maximum score of 66.
Yeah.
So we're all aiming for a passing grade.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. It actually would be like 33 because you can because of the balancing magnitude. Guess we're gonna come back with round 2, which is gonna be Z versus G in the bout to knock the other Nick out. Blah, blah, blah. And with me, the Quizmaster. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our 100th episode spectacular. We are trying to figure out, who would win the bout to beat the other Nick out. So far, we've gone through round 1, which tells us a very strong indication of who's going to win, and that is we have no idea because both myself and Z are tied with 10 points. Because of the way that we are doing this trivia contest, we will not know until the end of round 2 if anyone stands a shot at just completely destroying anyone else. Let's get on with my trivia to my good friends G and Z. Starting off with Galaga. Nintendo and Galaga have an interesting relationship, whether it be adding Starbits from Super Mario Galaxy, Galaga Remix, or Boss Galaga in Smash 4. When Galaga was brought over to the Nintendo Entertainment System, it got a revised title. What was that title?
Nintendo presents Galaga.
Galaxia World.
Good guess. Correct answer. Galaga, Demons of Death.
Oh, they just added like a flashy subtitle.
Twin Peaks has attracted fans from around the world, and the largest gathering of those fans is probably the Twin Peaks Festival. Name one of the cities that the Twin Peaks Festival takes place in.
Snoqualmie?
That's probably how you spell that.
Snoqualmie, Washington.
Yeah,
A lot of-
Washington.
Yep.
Other two, North Bend and Fall City. I was surprised that it takes place in 3 different cities because they're different filming locations.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, J.R.R.
Hey.
Tolkien, introduced us to a new world of hobbitses, elves, and wizards, and he also introduced us to a new word. Well, several new words. In particular, he introduced a word that we might use to describe some fans today. Can you name that word?
Ents.
Ents. Okay, no.
I don't know the answer. I'm just going to say Sackville Bagginses.
No. The correct answer, tween.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tween, previously used as a contraction for between, used to describe a hobbit between the ages of 20 and 33 where they come of age.
Bonus fun fact. Who is credited with inventing the word teenager?
A teenager.
Dick Clark.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Sailor Moon has a lot of strong influences in terms of its characterization. In particular, there are lots of references to crystals and chemicals due to Naoko Takeuchi's background as a licensed pharmacist. While attending university, she also had a job that might have influenced the manga. What was that job?
She wrote horoscopes?
Short order cook.
She was a shrine miko.
What?
Wow.
See, my goal with the trivia was if you don't know the answer, that should happen.
Yeah. To face into the yawning void of the
Gonna be a lot of-
nothing that you know.
Angry responses to my trivia.
Overwatch is a team-based shooter that started as a concept with 4 heroes, Tracer, Reaper, Widowmaker, and Pharah, and now boasts almost 30 different heroes in a variety of roles. There are 2 characters that actually started off as just one. Can you name either of the characters?
Genji.
That is correct.
What?
Both Genji and Hanzo were decided
Yeah.
to be one character
Oh,
that
that's
was
right.
a cybernetic parkour archery character.
I feel like we talked about that
We might
on
have.
the Overwatch episode.
Super Hulock was covered in our bonus episode. It got included because numbers are hard. Super Hulock is a fascinating fandom that existed between 2011 and 2014, but mysteriously went on the decline sometime after that, despite consisting of the crossover of 3 powerhouse fandoms: Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock. There is, however, a 4th fandom that often makes an appearance in the mix of Super Hulock postings. What is that mysterious 4th fandom?
I'm going to say like MCU.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
It is the Avengers, but
Right. Yeah.
that is the MCU.
I wanted to cover all my bases.
Yeah, I'm not being super picky. Speculative fiction is a broad term that often refers to science fiction, but can also describe a sort of fiction of worlds that could be. Who is often attributed with coining the term?
Margaret Atwood.
No.
I say, since I feel like he's credited for a lot. Arthur C. Clarke.
This one we definitely covered in the show.
Yeah.
It was Robert A. Heinlein.
Oh.
Coined the term in 1947 in the Saturday Evening Post.
I feel like that's in the same ballpark as Arthur C. Clarke, but yeah.
You can feel better on the inside.
Yeah.
About it.
Middle initial even.
Pokemon is a well-beloved franchise following a boy, his friends, and their surprisingly mainstream dogfighting racket. It has spanned many games and TV series, and it has many different firsts, including which is the first Pokemon. Name one of the first Pokemon and what it is a first for.
Rhyhorn. It was the first one to show up in the Game Freak zine.
See, you are so close, but that is not correct. And since this is Pokemon, I am going to not let this slide.
Ah,
I mean, I personally would be interested in trying to take up that first one that appeared in the zine, but I'm going to go with Bulbasaur because it's the first one in the Pokédex.
See, you were looking for Rhydon.
Oh,
yeah.
Other answers, Mew, the ancestor of all Pokemon.
right.
And Arceus,
The
the god Pokemon. The fan documentary Bronies, the extremely unexpected adult fans of My Little Pony, was a Kickstarter project with a goal to raise $60,000 for a documentary of fans of the series, and it blew past its budget, eventually raising over $320,000. Who narrated the documentary?
Cute. No. That guy from Star Trek who was the android. The only name that's in my head, totally wrong, John C. Reilly.
I'm gonna throw you a bone, because you definitely danced around the correct. You knew it was Q. And it is Q.
Because I had no idea, but your description, I know that guy's name.
Which is especially unfair.
That's fair.
Yes. His
Yeah,
name
right.
is Jean Delancey, and he was actually one of the producers of the show after he noticed that fans of the show were getting a pretty bad rap.
Oh.
And he'd seen that happen with Star Trek and didn't want that to happen again.
Dang.
Every good day starts with this. No. Breakfast is a meal enjoyed around the world in different forms. In the United States, we often think of breakfast cereal, pancakes, bacon, and the like. But there are other breakfast foods. Can you name the breakfast made that is popular in the Mid-Atlantic, which consists of meat that has been boiled, minced, seasoned, and combined with cornmeal to make a loaf that is fried in oil? If you don't know the answer, this is going to be a weird little lesson in North American cuisine.
First thing to come to mind, only thing in my mind right now, apple brownie loaf.
Scrapple.
It's Scrapple.
That's the one. I knew there was an apple in there somewhere, even if it was just in the name.
Yeah, apparently it is a... Let's see what I got here. Scrapple, also known by the Pennsylvania Dutch name Panhaas or Panrabbit, is made of that gross stuff that I just described. And it's an ethnic food of the Pennsylvania Dutch, made of leftover bits. In its initial run on ABC, Reboot had a few challenges to contend with, not in terms of finding a time slot or 3D animation, although those were challenging, but with the Broadcast Standards and Practices Board at ABC. Among the questionable decisions made by the board, including forbidding guns, but allowing Frisket to wield a bazooka. He's a dog, guys.
Oh, yes.
One particular stands out as odd. Can you name one of the unusual words that the network banned?
Frag. Computery word that sounds bad.
Yeah. I don't even know.
The words that I have listed, and maybe there are others, are hockey,
Hockey.
and wuss. Because supposedly they were vulgar slang for something. They couldn't tell you what.
I think it says more about the network than it does about the viewers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Halo. The Halo games may be about a large multi-world spawning conflict and the titular Halo array, but a lot of its fans are into the competitive aspect of its multiplayer modes. In multiplayer modes, you can be granted medals, often for killing your opponent. One such medal is particularly difficult to obtain, the Killpocalypse medal. What would a player need to do to achieve a Killpocalypse? I will accept approximate answers.
Like, see the article titles and all that stuff. A streak of 20 kills.
This is what I thought it was before you said anything. A streak of 100 kills.
I'm not going to give it to either of you.
Yeah, that's fine.
It is 9 kills within 4 seconds. I'm lowering the score so that the last round is sufficiently epic. Doctor Who has a long history that dates all the way back to the 1960s on the BBC. However, our time-traveling, police box-driving doctor may owe its origin to an inspiration from a Canadian connection by way of the BBC's head of drama at the time. Can you name either the show or the character that might have inspired Doctor Who?
Mr. Dressup.
He's not that old. If you wanted to ask me, the producer who used to work at the CBC who helped start Doctor Who, I could tell you that. But
personally interested if you know that.
Yeah. Joke answer would be to say Inspector Spacetime. Oh, I'm just going to say The Shadow.
The series may have been inspired by a short-lived segment on Howdy Doody.
Oh, wow.
Where a puppet called Mr. X travels around in his Whatsits box.
Okay, I can see the tenuous connection.
Chiptune is a style of synthesized electronic music created via programmable sound generator chips. While several genres of chiptune exist, like Bitpop, there is a unique genre that gets a signature name from its flowing style and slurred notes. What is that style?
Crisp tune.
Slushcore.
It is Keygen.
Oh, yeah.
After people taking keys to various software and making it into Java. Light novels have been popular for a long time, with many anime and manga spawning from their original counterparts. For example, Slayers, Boogie Pop Phantom, and Haruhi Suzumiya. The 2014 movie Edge of Tomorrow was based on a light novel. What was the name of that light novel, Z?
Kill Death.
Kill Death.
So close. I know.
It's one of the greatest titles in human history. All you need is kill.
All you need is kill. Before Kiss hit it big, they had thought about a number of different names. Albatross, Rainbow, Crimson Harpoon, and even a word that I can't say on this show. They even recorded an album's worth of songs under a different name. What was the name of that band?
Crimson Connection.
Assume it is not one of the ones that you are.
It is not one.
Okay.
I'm not a jerk.
My guess is going to be based off a name of an album that they had. I'm going to say Destroyer.
It is Wicked Lester.
What a dumb name.
That's why they obviously became Kiss.
Kids in Service of Satan.
Man, if you want to trip, just Google like what bands were almost named. A lot of terrible names.
Sweet.
Like Burlington's own Rainbow Butt Monkeys, soon to be Finger 11.
Yeah, so much better. Yeah, definitely. The Ghostbusters series has been popular enough to generate several movies, many games, and at least 2 cartoons. Also, comics. And in the world of comics, crossovers are fairly common. Name one crossover in the IDW Ghostbuster comics.
Ghostbusters crossed over with Doctor Who.
Fingers crossed for a 90s soup.
Ooh.
Ghostbusters crossed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is on the list.
Fun fact, at work the other day, I found several books about how to integrate the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into your like a D20 game. And it was, I'm pretty sure, pre-Turtles cartoon, because it just looked like the comics. Or the other ones.
The other ones, in case you were curious, I have an honorable mention, and if nobody had it, I would have accepted it. The X-Files.
Oh, fun.
Mars Attacks. And the honorable mentions were the Extreme Ghostbusters, the Real Ghostbusters, and the 2016 Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because there's one event, one series, where they take all of them and put them in the soup. Aside from its history dating back to the 1600s with early bowling-style games and literal balls bouncing off of pins, pinball has a surprising amount going on. Numerous pinball machines are made that are associated with different franchises, but only one machine has a Major League Baseball team in its title. Can you name either the team or the game? I will give a hint. The team still exists.
The New York Mets. As far as I know, New Jersey doesn't have a team, so...
No, New York just has 2. Is it a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court?
The game is called Chicago Cubs Triple Play. Pinball was a hard one. It's got to be something that you could maybe guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or know about pinball.
And not about Tommy.
Lego has brought joy to kids for many years, whether it has been in space, the jungle, an ordinary town, or somewhere else your imagination leads you to. It has also led to a number of big builds, including a 23-ton, 5.3 million brick model, the world's biggest Lego model. What is the model of?
The Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower. It is not.
Lego headquarters.
It is another fandom that we have covered. It is an X-Wing.
Oh, what?
Oh.
According to LEGO, makes it the largest model ever built, eclipsing the LEGO robot at the Mall of America by some 2 million bricks. This replica of the Rebel Alliance dogfighter is 42 times the size of the LEGO version, and a bit bigger than a real X-Wing.
My idea was that they built the Lego headquarters right next to the real Lego headquarters.
Harry Potter.
Episode 7 or something like that. First season.
So early.
Possibly a bad decision to cover something so famous so early. Harry Potter has built up quite a wizarding world, and Hogwarts is quite well known in that world. However, since Harry Potter takes place on Earth, there are other schools through Europe and the world. Name one of the other schools in the Harry Potter universe.
Cat Pimples.
Yes, actually, no. The Icelandic School of Cat Pimples, yes.
Beauxbaton.
Yes, Beauxbaton. Beauxbaton's Academy of Magic is located in France.
Yes.
Hey.
The others, if you were interested, Castelo Bruxo, which is in central Brazil, Drumstrang Institute in northern Europe, Ilvermorny, which we would probably go to, is in eastern North America, Mahou Tokoro School of Magic in Japan.
That's the movie I want to see.
Yeah, right. It's like, what if Harry Potter, but in Japan? Little Witch Academia, you are not quite the same there. Uagado School of Magic in Uganda, and Koldovstorets, Russia. Magic is not popular in Australia. They're fine on their own. They fight bird-eating spiders. It's totally normal. Retro gaming, as discussed on our episode, retro gaming is broad and can be divisive in how you define it. Nonetheless, if we look back to the Nintendo Entertainment System, we can see the first instance of the Konami code, which has since been popularized in many other games and media, even in pro wrestling and movies. What was the first game to use the Konami code?
Castlevania 2.
Is it Contra?
While Contra popularized the code, the first game to use the Konami code is Gradius, where one of the developers was fed up with how hard the game was.
Wow.
And entered it so that they could have all the power-ups. On the Super Nintendo version of Gradius, if you enter the Konami code as it is written, it will kill you. Because you need to replace the left and right with the L and R buttons.
Oh.
In North America, WWE is probably the biggest name there is in terms of wrestling. And its main event is WrestleMania, the greatest stage of them all. Who has the record for most losses at WrestleMania?
Definitely not The Undertaker, I can tell you that much.
That's right.
Triple H. I know he's still around.
It is Triple H.
What?
Wow.
Z, you are right on both counts. The person who have the most wins at WrestleMania is Undertaker, who I have learned has not retired.
We all found that out recently.
And Triple H has lost 11 times.
Wow.
Super weird because when earlier in his career as a wrestler, he was famous for not losing ever.
The creator of Nier, or Dragon Dragoon, the series, has a history of trolling the series fans, and the games have numerous joke endings. Name one of the ways that you can unexpectedly end the game in Nier Automata.
When you're on the space station hub world, you can leave through the exit into space.
You can sell 9S to somebody else.
I want to say I wish, but you know, I came to love Nina.
Okay.
You can uninstall the OS chip.
Oh, yeah.
There are many joke endings, one of which I learned is you can go fishing and learn that the fish is really tasty and go crazy.
Whoa.
But the one I was thinking was the OS chip, because it was covered on the episode. Magic the Gathering is now synonymous with geek culture, and the game continues to grow and evolve to this day. However, it wasn't always going to be called Magic. What was the original name of the game?
Coastal Wizards Card Game Supreme.
Oh, I was legit going to guess that they were going to call it Wizards of the Coast. What is it?
It is Mana Clash. The lawyers were like, you can't just call a game Magic. That's not specific enough.
Fair.
And as people continued to play the game, they kept calling it Magic, even though it was named Mana Clash. So they're like, what can we get away with? And the answer is The Gathering?
Because people are gathering to play this game.
Sure, yeah. While Rick and Morty share an obvious resemblance to Doc Brown and Marty from Back to the Future, the show's creators say that a lot of the show's concept and humor actually come from British series. In particular, 2 shows. Name one of them.
Jeeves and Wooster.
Red Dwarf.
Surprisingly, not.
Oh, weird.
Doctor Who.
What?
Oh, yeah, that show.
Yeah. I figured that was the show.
Yeah, right.
I don't see any Doctor Who in Rick and Morty.
Look, man, I'm going from the sources that I got. And The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh.
Supernatural has been a smash hit since coming on the scene in 2005 and remains a hit even 13 years later, landing as 2018's top fandom on Fandometrics. Part of that is due to the chemistry of the show leads, Paladecki and Ackles, who play the Winchester brothers. And on the show they play brothers, but in real life they also share a special bond. What is that bond?
They are related through marriage. They're in-laws.
They're cousins.
Not cousins. They are roommates.
I was going to say their names both start with the letter J.
I probably would have accepted that.
Welp.
I mean, we all share a special bond. We're all named Nick.
Yeah, that's right.
Few games are so popular as StarCraft, but despite that, many have been able to make the transition to the movie world. A StarCraft movie has long been on the minds of fans, especially after the release of the Warcraft movie. But Blizzard will only allow a movie to be made if this director is in charge.
Ridley Scott.
Guillermo del Toro.
James Cameron.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Because, man, so sick of seeing all those Avatar movies. But,
Didn't he? Wasn't it not that long ago where he's like James Cameron is only making Avatar movies for the rest of his life or something like that?
I mean, it also makes sense, like when we were talking about Aliens on the one episode. Because James Cameron did the Aliens movie.
Yeah.
StarCraft has a lot of similarities there.
Oh yeah.
Whether creepy, scary, quirky, or mundane, the SCP Foundation has a lot of interesting stories in its vault. Like most things, though, it didn't spring up from nowhere. Where did the SCP Foundation get its start?
4chan.
4chan is absolutely correct. The paranormal board on 4chan.
I was going to go with a nepotistic the something awful for us.
It's a good guess.
That's where Slenderman came from.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And then probably incorporated into the SCP mythos somehow.
Yeah.
Many shows leave the fans wondering where they're supposed to take place. The Simpsons is a great example of this. According to the show's creator, where does Bob's Burgers take place? Either the city or state?
Long Island.
Is Long Island a state?
No.
GU answer, and then I have to do some geography because I did not know U.S. geography.
Say Maine.
I was going to say like Jersey.
It's New Jersey.
Yeah. Long Island is in New York.
Oh, it is in New York? Okay. I'll go to see anyway. Sure. Apparently, the series creator, Lauren Bouchard, said Seymour's Bay, New Jersey, specifically.
Oh.
No ambiguity.
Unlike The Simpsons, where it was like, could be
Springfield.
any Springfield. Which I think was chosen because of its ubiquity.
On the show, we talked about some of the celebrity deadheads that exist, that is, fans of the Grateful Dead. There was one, however, who you might remember is a big fan of both the Grateful Dead and Star Trek. Who is that person?
Martin Luther King.
Actually, that's our first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were hard.
I don't know. Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey. No, it is Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh! He
Yeah.
was on Star Trek.
Exactly. I thought that would be the tip.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it came up, but I could be mistaken. In addition to folks like, I don't know, Obama
Yeah.
and Will Arnett and Ann Coulter, you got Whoopi Goldberg, who is also a deadhead.
Obama's dead.
Yeah, right? We're going to talk about boys' love. And as a genre, it covers a wide array of different stories, but is typically created by women for women. There is, however, a specific genre that caters to gay men. Can you name that genre? I will take the English or Japanese name.
Bara?
It is Bara.
Nice.
He is
Man,
coming
he's
back.
Racing back.
Psy may be one of the first to popularize K-pop in the West, but Psy and many other Korean artists are arguably part of a much bigger phenomenon. What is the name of that phenomenon?
I think I know what the name of the sort of similar phenomenon is for Japan, but Korea. The Korean wave?
It is the Korean wave. I do not know if you're being facetious.
Well,
Like the Japanese one.
J. Cool or Cool Japan.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's good that you did not try Cool Korea. That would not be the answer. As you may have noticed, towards the end of my questions, they got more and more twists. And that is convenient because it appears, if I am not mistaken, that I am on my last question. Cinephiles watch a lot of movies. With this question, we're just going to talk about one. And I tried to pick one that is like fairly popular, that movie cinephiles would probably maybe know. In The Matrix, a lot of code can be seen descending from the top of the screen as green characters. Obviously, the code represents the world of The Matrix, but where did the production team get the characters of the code from?
Sushi menu?
I'll give you that. It's a sushi cookbook.
I thought that, but I'm like, do you cook sushi?
You know what? You're not wrong. That is it for round 2. I don't know how... Doesn't matter how people are standing because it's like one person rotates out, another person rotates in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, see you all in round 3.
Welcome back once again, everyone, to this, the 100th episode Anthropological Spectacular, our trivia episode, all about the 99 episodes to date. So far, we've had 2 rounds here. It's maybe a good thing that I'm no longer in the hot seat, because I am in the lead with 17 points. No one will be able to surpass that, I'm sure, but we'll find out as we take our cameras back over to the hot seats with my good friends, Nick T and Nick G, waiting within them. Which alien race from Star Trek did Joe Nelson of the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team name his signature change-up pitch after?
Vulcan.
Correct.
There was no way it could have been. It's like, it's the Romulans.
This is the Ferengi change-up.
Like, huge props if he was that nerdy.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Oh, yeah.
Twilight. Apparently, the fandom around the book helped the Native American Quilente tribe get some of their land back around Forks, Washington, where the story is set. The reason for that is that one of the characters in the book is a member of this tribe, canonically. Name that character.
Team Jacob.
Correct.
Thank you, pop culture.
Over to G, perhaps appropriately, is for Anglophiles.
All right.
Which famous English writer did the German writer Goethe admire for how his writing expressed the freedom of the English language? I believe this was brought up on episode.
Yeah, but so long ago. I'm going to say Marlowe.
If I give you a poem... Wait, Lord Byron.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Shakespeare.
Who?
Oh.
Shakespeare?
Never heard of.
Oh, well. I guess you just had to be there.
Yeah, right.
I think he has a small town somewhere.
Everybody likes Shakespeare, obviously. But, like, you know, Goethe did Faust.
Yeah.
Which he adapted from Christopher Marlowe's Faust, so I thought
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
He might give a crap about the guy that he adapted his story from, but I guess that I'm wrong.
Over to T for a Coca-Cola question. Well, older fans tend to collect vintage items, ads, machines, whatever. Younger fans tend to collect what? There are a few things you could answer with. I'll accept any one of them.
Stuffed animals.
I'm going to accept that. The only things I have down, the very, very vague, and this is partially why I'm accepting it, newer items,
Stuffed animals.
bottles, and caps. The A Christmas Story House Foundation does what with the house from the well-known Christmas movie all year round?
Shines that lamp in the window. The leg lamp.
The answer I'm looking for,
Okay.
sorry.
I only have a joke answer, and that's blows up the house and builds it back every day.
Is that your final answer there?
Yeah, it's going to be my
Okay.
final answer.
Okay. I would have accepted operates it as a museum or rents it out Airbnb style.
So you could do Christmas morning as that kid
Yeah.
Yeah.
and be a bunny.
Like follow up on the lamp.
What central speedrunning term did GameFAQs user Soul R. Flare coin in the Metroid Prime discussion forum?
Tool assisted run.
Metroid Prime?
Yes.
It couldn't be like Sequence Break. That's too old. Glitch hack.
You know, there's a lot of tool-assisted stuff going on in there and a lot of hard practice, but in choosing the game, I think they follow their gut. I think you should have followed your gut. The term Solar Flare apparently coined on that forum was sequence breaking.
Sequence breaking didn't exist as a term until Metroid Prime?
Apparently not. I guess people just said, like, oh, I beat it out of order or whatever. That specific term apparently came from that discussion thread.
Man.
For fantasy football, what team was this episode's guests, Laura and Rachel's, favorite? At least as of the time of recording. I don't know if this has changed.
This is like very esoteric knowledge.
I'd say it's nepotism if I could think of what the team was.
There's that issue.
Dallas.
No,
Cowboys.
I'm sorry. T.
Okay, joke answer. The Atlanta Falcons. Real answer, Green Bay Packers?
No. No, it is the,
Jesus.
or was perhaps, the Houston Texans.
Football.
Put on your Robin Wizard hat. It's LARP time.
Oh boy.
Geoback, DZIOBAK, Geoback. LARP Studios is a Polish group that runs various LARPing events throughout the year, including this one that Harry Potter might go to after he's graduated from Hogwarts. What is this event called?
Wizard battle.
Rumspringa.
He's looking for the College of Wizardry. Once he's finished high school, you know, goes on to college, learns some practical wizardry,
Look,
I
if
guess.
he wants to work after going to regular school, like, we should not
Prevent-
force
yeah.
him from choosing his own path.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we thought
That's
he'd
true.
get right into a profession.
Yeah, if he wants to go to be a wizard plumber, like,
Yeah.
don't criticize, man. Don't judge.
What was the name of the Ken doll that was unsurprisingly popular among the LGBTQ community upon its release in 1993?
How exact are we being here?
I think I can picture the doll, but naming it is
Yeah.
going to be hard.
I will accept either the name or the defining feature of the doll.
Okay, I think it's like Cool Earring Ken or something like that.
I'll accept that.
Okay.
It is Earring Magic Ken.
Earring
But
magic.
the focus was the earring.
Yes.
I thought legitimately there was like a BDSM.
Oh.
So like just not BDSM, but just like all leather, like cap,
Yeah.
vest, pants.
Perhaps not.
No.
Maybe today, but not then.
He did have the mesh vest on that
Oh,
apparently
did he?
was popular in like
Which
the...
was the style of
Yeah, exactly. What particle smashing research group uses Linux?
Oh, that would be CERN,
Correct.
the Large Hadron Collider, which is recently being upgraded to do more smashing of atoms.
to do upgraded to a very large hadron collider.
It's like LHC. I think it's like VLLHC. It's just like very large. It's like EL or so. I don't know. But it's something ridiculous like that.
Name one web series directly inspired by Sherlock Holmes that was released before 2018.
So the first thing that came into my head, Sherlock Holmes.
As far as I know, there was not one named that, but there might as well have been because of casting in a lot of them.
Her. No, I remember this. There was like, the one was like 221B or something.
Yeah.
But then one of them was like It's a Herlock, and it was emphasizing that it was an all-female cast.
Yeah.
I probably got the name wrong, but that is my guess. It is not merely a pale imitation of your answer.
You may be surprised to find that is one of them.
I was eyeing at your way to get the answer. I thought I was right. Grr, I was right. I'm gonna win this.
I did not have a comprehensive list at my disposal, so I had to do some quick Googling.
Go to fanthropological.com/ no, wait, that link doesn't exist.
Oh, no. Although the film Mother India came out in 1957, it continued to sell out theaters in this African country well into the 1990s.
Egypt.
Zanzibar.
No longer a country.
Madagascar?
That's a country.
It is. Not the one I'm looking for, though. The country in which Mother India was so popular was Nigeria. Apparently, a Bollywood film caught on very well there because it's more about the struggles of the people rather than American cinema, which is...
About how cool guys are so cool.
Exactly. What was the 2007 fan event named for the common term for Firefly fans?
Brown Coat Festival.
I have no better idea than G, so Can't Stop the Serenity, which has nothing to do with it, or Independence Day.
No, neither of those.
Yeah, no,
unfortunately.
of course not. Neither of them have brown coat in them.
It was the Brown Coat Cruise. Yeah, a 5-day cruise that cost $570 to $1,000. Because of brand recognition amongst the French reading public, what is the name commonly used for Sherlock Holmes in French editions of Arsène Lupin books?
I'm going to say Sholmes. Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you said Sholmes, I was like, should I take that or not? What genre has New York Times bestseller Alina Adams infused with figure skating?
Mystery.
Yes.
Oh, that's a much better guess than mine.
Yep. Specifically murder mystery.
I would say mystery is the genre. I just know, like, at work you get a bunch of, like, cooking murder mysteries that also have recipes in them. And, like people just combining various hobbies with murder mysteries.
All right. Figure skating full of fantastical visuals and whatnot. And continuing down that fantasy rabbit hole, what is the name of the 2016 Chinese knockoff World of Warcraft movie? I will give you this. It is in English.
Oh, thanks. Cool. Well, that makes this so much easier. Land of Magic Beings.
Could take the name of one of the most devastating wrestling moves and say Burning Hammer.
That would be an awesome name for a World of Warcraft movie, but unfortunately, they went with the much simpler My Wow. At the 1972 World Science Fiction Convention in Los Angeles, what did the cosplayer calling themselves The Turd, their independent comic character, cover themselves in to bring their character to life?
Inquiring minds want to know.
It sparks the imagination. I'm going to say Play-Doh.
Poop. I'm going to go with poop.
They tried.
There's no way that's the answer.
It is not. It is not.
It's also not chocolate.
No. People attending the convention probably figured, why didn't he just do that? It might have been a little bit better, but it was peanut butter. I guess like a friend or something suggested that he throw in some kernels of corn because, authenticity. But the big issue, the big problem is that this guy covered in peanut butter, rubbed peanut butter all over all the costumes and, walked by.
That's a problem.
Under the lights during the masquerade, the peanut butter went rancid. It's not a good scene. Maybe got a little bit of publicity for the turd, but maybe not the right kind. Okay, so according to a 1993 letter between George R.R. Martin and his editor that was revealed in 2015, he had intended the series to only be 3 books long. These 3 books shared names with 3 of the books that have currently been released. What are those names?
A Song of Ice and Fire. He Who Names Names. The Wolf and the Hound.
There we go.
Wolf and the Hound.
A Game of Thrones. I don't know this, by the way. I'm guessing tons of books.
Yep.
A Game of Thrones, A Storm of Swords, A Dance with Dragons.
2 out of 3.
Ain't bad. But
not at all.
Not
but
enough for a point.
No, unfortunately not. Was A Game of Thrones, A Dance with Dragons, and The Winds of Winter.
That has not been released, see.
Which is a problem with the question. What social change in 1960s Japan helped lead to the acceptance of female mangaka?
Like feminism?
It was a very specific occurrence that had, I would say, long-lasting implications and effects.
Okay.
If it wasn't about that, I'd be like, it's the miniskirt. Because, like, I remember reading lots of articles about Naoko Takeuchi and how, like, that changed all stuff in high schools and whatever. But that's not it. And, like, on the tip of my tongue, I'm remembering things about, like, the 1970s. And you had this change over from, like, a lot of male mangaka to female. I'm going to guess that they became assistants and then started drawing their own manga. But that is not close enough.
That is not what I'm looking for. It would not surprise me if that was the case. But
we covered this on I probably wrote it in the Fandom Facts.
the event credited with having at least some influence on the increase in female mangaka was the election of like a handful of women to the Japanese legislature.
Oh, I see.
Enter the diet. Got it.
Yep. Well, here's one that's probably always front of mind for you two in particular. Board games.
Oh, man.
Oh, I get to answer
Yes,
this
yes.
question. Oh, I'm still screwed.
What was the game that Monopoly started as in 1904?
What? Monopoly? we came to Monopoly. There was a worse game before that. I'm gonna guess Stock Trader. It's already called Monopoly. How could there be a worse game?
Narrated.
Maybe it's like Mortgage Broker or something.
Bolshevikopoly. No, it was called the Landlord game.
Oh.
It was an anti-capitalist game that was all about the evils, essentially the evils of landlords and like renting property. It was this very progressive leftist game, and then Hasbro swooped in. It was like, nah.
Be the one to get all the money.
Exactly.
Which is weird because it's the same idea. You think about it, it's like, oh, G was being a jerk to me. And it's like, G's like, this is literally how the game is played. I'm going to break it because that is what the game is telling me to do.
Yes.
I mean, the psychological warfare is just a bonus.
That's right.
From board games to long-running games, Zelda.
Okay.
What is this episode's guest, Andy Spiteri's favorite dungeon from Ocarina of Time?
I'm going to guess the Spirit Temple.
Was the Forest Temple.
Oh, yeah. I do remember talking.
I don't remember talking about that.
What is the hashtag that was popular as an accompaniment to photos of girls and women hiding swords in dresses after the Wonder Woman movie was released?
This was good. Do it for her. I have no idea. I can't remember what it was.
Sorry, no.
The thing I'm thinking it's associated with is too long for a hashtag, so I'm going to say approximately.
Okay.
Like, can do both. Like, you could do both.
Oh, yeah. Good guess.
No.
Yeah, if that's not what it is, then no.
Hashtag WW got your back.
I like that.
Things to revisit after recording.
Yo.
What 90s female-led action TV show had 7 fanzines in circulation at its peak?
Xena.
Correct. Disney Parks, episode 76. We're almost caught up now. What is the hashtag that people use when they take pictures in front of an innocuous, single-colored wall at Disney World?
Hashtag purple wall.
Correct. True or false? The first Gunpla models were released after the first run of the show was canceled. 50-50 chance.
Sounds like an actually
That's
question.
the problem.
Like, actually, the show wasn't canceled.
Viewers could totally pull that on me.
Say false.
No.
Okay.
Is it true? Is it a trick question?
Turns out it is a quantum answer. It is both true and false.
This is all just leading up to our big new podcast on quantum physics, where we're going to explain how results can be both true and false at the same time.
What was the one thing that people who disliked the movie could agree on as a problematic element within it?
I feel like there could be many answers to that. I don't know. Ramona's portrayal as Scott's girlfriend wasn't convincing. She was a damsel in distress. I don't know.
Oh, I'm going to say they didn't like Michael Cera.
Oh, that's good.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct.
Well, say is Ramona has no agency in the movie.
In the early 2000s, what major forum site featuring customizable avatars was a major base for the fandom, according to my research anyway?
The IGN forums.
No.
Okay.
It's a guy online.
Joke answer. Dragon Ball Z GT Legacy forums. Represent all you one.
Your answer?
There's a guy online.
It is. What is the Japanese word that fans of the show have taken to mean friends who are as close and closer as family?
We said this on the episode. Shori.
I edited this episode.
You must be an expert then.
Like Amori or something. I feel like I'm way off.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. It is Nakama. Nakama. Nakama.
Yeah.
What is the phrase that fans
Oh.
glommed onto to describe Anne Rice's attitude towards criticism?
I almost said this in an episode the other day.
Yeah.
It's mine, right?
Yes.
It is.
Z, I think you're interrogating the text from the wrong perspective.
Exactly.
I knew nothing about that, and now that is the only thing I'm going to take away from that.
Wow.
That and like Vry's attitude
dude.
towards the love-hate dynamic, it's just like that is all I'm going to take away.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll read a book at some point.
What was the name of the club that got its members a 20% discount on Halcyon-made models of alien figures and whatnot, and included H.R. Giger as an honorary member?
The H.R. Giger Club. That is not the right answer.
It is not,
Fox
unfortunately. Ooh, oh,
What club?
yes.
The Alien Pals.
It's very close, but no. The Aliens Fan Club.
Ah, boo. Boo. Boo.
I'm upset.
Boo.
What is the name of the episode that many fans agree is the end of the golden age of The Simpsons?
There are like three answers. So we're going to take a swing with the principal and the pauper.
That is correct.
I would have been like Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
The one where Skinner isn't really
Yeah.
Skinner. Yeah.
The first MASH/story was written in 1998, and it was named for the longest continuous pass granted to a person in the military service. What was the fic called?
The 3-day pass.
Correct.
Shenanigans. That is a numbers question. That is a numbers question.
And now something that we just can't stop talking about, Chrono Trigger.
It's my question.
It is.
If I get this right, it's a 3-way tie.
Are you serious?
Really?
Like,
Wow.
You're telling me that even though, like, okay,
Oh.
disclosure, we've been keeping score over here, have not been paying attention to it. G has in the last round because we realized that there was a point where we could have actually corrected the rules. But, like, apparently it is a 3-way tie.
If I get this question right, it is a 3-way tie.
If he gets it correct, which is just, like, mind-blowing. Okay, whatever.
What is the fan-made game generally recognized among fans as the true sequel to Chrono Trigger?
Is it Crimson Echoes?
It is.
3-way tie.
We all know as much about the show as each other knows about the show.
Where are the cameras? What's going on? I don't understand.
A perfectly balanced team.
17 and 8 9 and 17 and 7 and 17. What do we even do now? What do we do?
It means we missed 48 questions. Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna stop recording this bit.
Sure.